Welcome back to today's Global on BBC World News. Our main story here: Russian forces now control about half of the eastern city of Severodonetsk, but its Ukrainian defenders are still resisting the onslaught. Well, let's stay with Ukraine. Let's talk now to Andriy Zagorodnyuk, Ukraine's former defence minister. He was defence minister till 2020. Welcome here to the programme. What is the latest you are hearing about the situation in Severodonetsk?
Well, the thing is, Russians are concentrating all their possible power in order to focus on one specific location. And obviously, in this case, we're talking about a very substantial capabilities. So they are trying to get Severodonetsk as the one of the few cities left in the Lugansk area, which they're trying to occupy. So currently, this is their main objective, and they are doing whatever they can in order to go through the city. That's basically what's happening right now. But it's not easy for them at all.
What are you hearing about the defenders? What are you hearing about the 12,000 or so civilians? Any idea how they are surviving? Because all evacuations have stopped.
Yeah, unfortunately, all evacuations stopped. They've been told about this about a month ago. We've been talking about the onslaught on that region for some time. So the local, regional government was asking all civilians to leave because we passed already Mariupol, which was literally destroyed, completely destroyed as a city because Russians decided to take it. The government helped whoever they can and whoever wanted to leave with evacuation. But unfortunately, yes, lots of people have stayed still, and it's very difficult to help them because Russians are wiping out buildings. They are shooting into these residential areas as if it's normal thing to do. And so it's very difficult to estimate risks in this case for any civilians.
Yes, it sounds very bleak, with the governor only yesterday saying they've stopped counting casualties. If the city falls, Russia basically will have control of Luhansk. Strategically, what will Ukraine then do? Will it seek to protect other areas, or will you be looking at counter-offensives?
We will always be looking at counteroffensives because as soon as we can get more weapons, particularly these are artillery weapons which are being shipped right now from the west, we can go to counteroffensive. And because Russians, as I said, they are applying everything they can in order to get there, and they're bringing their old artillery systems, they're bringing all tanks, they're bringing all the equipment, and so on. So currently they're at maximum of their capacity, maximum of their capability, and Ukraine is still gaining capabilities from the allied countries. So we do believe that the counteroffensive is in the future.
Yes, and it is a matter of time, a race against time, isn't it, in terms of whether you can get enough weaponry in to continue with that defence, certainly in the Donbass region. That decision yesterday from the US not to supply Ukraine with certain rocket systems that could reach as far as Russia. How much of a blow is that?
I don't think it's a blow, to be honest, because we are still talking, we're still expecting their decision soon about the actually supplying of the multi-launch rocket systems. The only thing is that they're not going to be equipped with the rockets which can fly 200, 300 kilometers. But if they are equipped with the usual ones, which can reach 70 kilometers, that's still, or 80, 90, it still will do the job. And so we actually do expect them to make a positive decision.
Give me a sense, finally, of where public strength, resilience, opinion is, because Ukraine's casualty numbers are very, very high. Are you convinced that as this war becomes a longer-term war, that Ukraine will have the capacity, the numbers to actually defend itself?
Oh, absolutely. Without any doubt. Ukraine is definitely not changing strategy. We are absolutely determined to win. We know that we can. We know that our army is much more efficient and effective than Russians. So the only thing we need is to re-equip ourselves with additional weapons, and we can do this. And we're absolutely determined to fight. There is absolutely no doubt about that.
Defence Minister, we have to leave it there, but thanks so much for joining us live on our programme today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yep. Bye.
Well, we'll have more on Ukraine in a moment or two. John Simpson will be joining us to take us through more of today's key lines. But I want to squeeze in one more story because it's a fascinating story before we take a break. A new study has found the best time of day to exercise may be different